Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code Surfer, and I hope you guys are doing really well. So in today's video we will have a look on the arrays, which are really good stuff. Like, let's first see the definition of the array. What does the array means? So array is nothing but just a collection of data. I would say collection of data, but of same data types, like same types of data. So that is called array. This is the simplest definition that you could ever think. That is, array is collection of data of same data types. That's it. So let's assume if you want to store some values, some integer values, I would say, and there are like 15 to 20 values that you want to store, or I would say use in a program, and all of them are integer. So what you will do is you will go like, first you will assign first variable, that is a equals to 10, second would be b equals to 20, c equals to 30, and so on. You will go till you will reach the 15th value or 20th value, whichever you want. So this would be really difficult to remember the name of the variables, as well as while accessing these variables or values whenever you want to use. So instead of that, what we can do is simply creating an array. I'll say the value marks here, the variable name is marks, and the square bracket. So this square bracket, when you're using this square bracket, that means you are using it as an array. So if I'm assigning here 15 in this square brackets, that means now this variable can store the 15 values in it, but I haven't use this as a data type yet, so I'll use here integer for it. So let me just quickly just get rid of this thing so we can go with a fresh start here. So yeah, so for example, let's say what is syntax of an array. So it's nothing but a data type which you want to store, which we know is integer, character, boolean. You might not use boolean in it, but there are plenty of data types, like 4 types of data types. And then now equals to here, it would be the name of the variable. So I would say here variable name, and then the square brackets, which is, I would say, the sign of the array, and then equals to, and this curly braces will store all the values that you want to use, and with semicolon here, this line is at the end. But the difference between a normal variable and an array is just this square brackets, I would say, for now, because if you'll not use the square brackets, you'll be not able to store multiple values in this one. Yeah, so let's say here integer a equals to 10. So this is a normal variable, but if I want to make it an array, it is a and there is square bracket, so I'm reverting here 5, and then here in this curly braces I'll be able to store 10 values, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So this is what about the arrays. Now comes, there is one more twist in here. So these values that we stored, how you access these values. So you defined this variable, you stored the values in it, but now how you will use these values. So always just remember one thing, that the arrays starts from 0 and end at n minus 1. Now n minus 1 is the size of the array. N means size, so if here is 5, that means you have to, the array will end at 4. And what is this 4? The 4 is nothing but the index, we will say here. So the address, for now let's assume like these are the values, and there will be some location in the computer where these values will be stored. So those are addressed by the index in here for the arrays. So this 10 would be at index 0, 20 would be at 1, 30 would be at 2, 40 would be at 3, and 50 would be at 4. So if I'll do this thing like this way, I would say, let's say here and put all those things up there. I'll get my pen again. So yeah, what we're discussing. So let's see, this is the array, and I'm storing here 5 values, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And this name is A, and all of them are integer as you can see. Now, this is called the variable name. This is called the values, and the values are stored in one place which are known as index. So each the variable index starts from always 0 and ends to n minus 1, or I would say size minus 1. So here if I entered 5 in the square brackets as I said, so it will start from 0 and end to 4. So if you count is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that means there are 5 indexes here. So whenever you want to access this thing, like if we want to access 30 or if we want to print 30, what you will write it down is nothing but a and the square bracket, and simply you have to write the index value. So in here comes the vital role of the index values. So if you want to print, you'll always need the index values. So here the index is 2. So if I write down a in the square brackets, that'll be 2. Then definitely it is gonna print 30 here. Now it is just for the printing. When you want to assign the values, or I would say update the values, you can use the index numbers as well. So just now we saw one method to declare, or I would say they declare or initialize the array, but there are different ways. Like the one we saw was just now we saw was integer a 5 equals to this values 10, 20, 30, and blah blah blah. The second method is you can simply write down here integer a and the square bracket should be empty, or you can put it empty, and as soon as you'll assign the values here, like for now I'm entering a 3 and I'll close the curly braces with a semicolon, then automatically the system at the time of compilation it will get that the value or the size of the array is 3. So if you'll not put the value in the square brackets and you are assigning the values, then definitely it is gonna at the compilation time it will get it done. And the next thing is that if you'll just do if integer a equals to 3 and you did here a semicolon. Now, as I said, like you can use index values to assign the values. So here I will say a not equals to the square brackets and then equals to with the value 10. So now this index 0 is having value 10, index 1 is having value 30, and index 2 is having value 50. So this is the another method you can assign the values to the array. So there are 3 methods I would say you can use to assign the values. So I think that was all for this array that we can understand till now. In next video we'll probably do the hands-on practice of these arrays that we just have looked on. So till that time, take care and see you guys in the next video.